Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel, and I have been talking a lot lately about how much guitar manufacturing has improved in just the past few years. A lot of the newer, younger companies have been the ones that have really pushed guitar manufacturing forward. Companies like Harley Benton, AIO all-in-one guitars, Eert, Latitude, and then of course Firefly guitars. Now, as you can see, I'm expanding my Blueberry Burst color Firefly collection. Can't get enough of this color. And the thing that is really impressive about these guitars is how the company has managed to keep their prices really low, but at the same time improving the guitars a lot. And this is at a time where a lot of major brands like Fender and Gibson have really been raising their prices. Now, specifically, this guitar right here is priced like $169, $170. And that's about the same price that the Firefly guitars, or the same price range that the Firefly guitars have always been in. They've generally gone from around $140 to maybe $220, just depending on the model you're getting. But here's the deal. Thanks to all of these big improvements in guitar manufacturing, now the guitar has things like roasted woods, stainless steel frets, locking tuners, brass saddles, all of these bonus features, but yet the price of the guitar has remained low. I mean, just think about the specs of this guitar. Like I said, roasted woods. It's got a roasted maple neck. They're using the mahogany body. Yeah, locking tuners on here. It's got a nice rosewood fretboard with the abalone dot inlays, 22 stainless steel frets with the rounded ball end that everybody likes on here, brass saddles down on the bridge, Alnico 5 pickups, and it's even got like the black pearloid pickguard. The fact that you can get all of these specs on a sub $200 guitar is really a testament to just how far manufacturing has come in the past few years. And a lot of it has to do with computer-controlled manufacturing and automation. So you can get very precise manufacturing and also very consistent manufacturing very easily. Now, here's the thing, right? What this guitar doesn't get you for that price is that final level of personal attention. For example, the frets on this guitar. They're rounded ball ends, stainless steel frets, but you know, these are not polished all that well. It's got a little grime on the frets, and honestly, if I rub my finger on it, it comes right off. But, you know, an extra polish on the frets and the fretboard, that's one of those extra steps that would be done in a more detailed setup, which this guitar didn't get, right? And that's simply because when you add that extra work in that people are doing, that's going to add, you know, it's going to increase the man hours, it's going to increase the cost of the guitar. And like I talked about in my last video, where I was talking about an AIO guitar, that extra personal attention is really what is the big quality separator between a guitar that's, say, $200 or $250 and a guitar that's maybe $450 or $500. But the overall build quality of this guitar and the fit and finish straight from the factory is fantastic. Now, I should mention also, one thing that Firefly does, which is really cool, is they do a lot of cool variations on their guitar. So this tele style guitar, this is the Blueberry Burst with the black pearloid pickguard with the traditional pickup setup, but they've got other colors. They've got some of these guitars that have a dual humbucker setup and the 6 individual saddles more like a Strat, and they even have a relic version of the guitar. And the most expensive version of this guitar that they sell is like a little bit over $200. So I'm going to have links for all this stuff down in the video description below if you want to check out the different models. But let's go ahead and, of course, listen to how this thing sounds. Now, like I said, this is the traditional tele pickup setup with the controls and everything. So we're going to be going for more lower gain sounds with this guitar. And in particular, this neck pickup, I'm expecting this to sound really, really sweet. So let's go ahead and check it out. But real quick, guys, as always, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool, new, affordable guitars, and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed for some reason, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's plug this in and listen to how this sounds. Okay, let's talk a little more about this guitar, and also regarding the sound of the guitar. One thing I have to mention, and honestly I mention this in almost all of my videos, but sometimes people hassle me in the comments because they think I'm playing a very low budget guitar through a very expensive amplifier setup, and that is not the case. I very carefully, very deliberately use less expensive amp and recording equipment, because it wouldn't be fair if I was, I'm showcasing like a $200 guitar and then I'm playing it through a $2,000 studio setup. Now I know I've got this Rev G20 in the background there, which is a nice expensive modern tube amplifier, but I'm not using that in the demo. I do love that amp, but I don't use it for these budget guitar demos. For this demo, I'm using my Boss IR200, which I've used in many other demos, and it is a amp and cabinet simulator, very easy to record with. It costs about $400. So if you buy this guitar and you buy that unit, you will get these exact sounds that you're hearing in the video. There's nothing else, no other processing or anything else going on. Okay, so I mentioned that, and usually I think the people that hassle me about it, they don't watch far enough into the video to hear me tell them what I'm using in the demo. But anyway, got that out of the way. So the other thing I want to talk about with this guitar, like I mentioned before the demo, is this neck. This is such a comfortable neck. Now it's the roasted maple wood, it's a satin finish, and although this is a 43 millimeter nut, so the width of it is pretty standard, it's very thin and it has a very comfortable profile. I measured this, the thickness of the neck, front to back, it's about 22 millimeters. And then the other part of that is the shoulder on the neck. This part here around the sides of the neck is it's pretty shallow, right? So it's kind of like a slim C-shape neck, I would say. And overall, it's just really, really comfortable, really smooth. And then the other thing with the frets, again with the rounded ball end frets, I've mentioned this in many other videos, it makes the corner of the fretboard, because those frets are so nicely rounded, very, very smooth on the corners. So shifting your hand around is super easy. Now the thing I should mention about the frets, really cool, ball-in stainless steel frets, great. But these are not big frets, right? These are, I would say, medium size frets. One of the things that frustrates me to no end with guitars is that we have not truly standardized the fret sizes. And so one company's medium jumbo is not the same as a different company's medium jumbo size. So if you're looking for a guitar with super tall, like Jackson extra jumbo frets or something, this is not going to be it. All that being said, these are finished very, very nicely. There's no high frets or anything like that. So very comfortable, very easy to play, but just not super tall frets. With Firefly, there are so many cool guitars to choose from. I'll show you my, I think the X, right? The X model here. Show you this one again, and I think they even did a version of this with a Floyd Rose type bridge, which is super cool. But there's so many fun guitars to choose from with Firefly, and they all cost right around $200 or a little bit under $200. You can amass this huge collection of cool guitars without being totally financially irresponsible. Maybe just a little bit financially irresponsible. And for musicians, that's not that bad. I said this in a previous video, and I will say it again here because I feel so strongly about this, but a mid-range guitar today is equal to or even better than a high-end guitar from 20 years ago. Okay guys, that is it for this video. I'm going to have links to all the stuff I was talking about down in the video description below, and as always guys, I would love to hear what you think about all this stuff. I know there's a lot of Fireflyers out there, and a lot of people who hang out on like the Firefly Facebook groups and all that stuff. You're crazy about these guitars, and I'm right there with you. So let me know your thoughts and comments down in the comments section below. Links down in the video description. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you very soon.